on Soul Sisters. Sorry I had technical difficulties, y'all.
She disappeared on us, Rudy.
Well, I might have some more. My internet is straight tripping. Hey, Rudy.
What's going on, ladies? How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm
so
good.
For our listeners, ladies and gentlemen, we have the fantabulously talented Rudy Currence with us this evening. We haven't seen you since, oh my goodness, the award show.
Legendary Awards, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Legendary Awards?
Yeah, but that was like 2000. Well, of course, 2020 was a wash. So we
right.
Anybody.
Might have been 2019, I think. 2018,
yeah,
2019.
It was 2019. Well, congratulations on your new single. It's number one.
Thank you so much.
So it's your birthday.
How does it feel to have a number one single on your birthday on Billboard?
Right. It's crazy. It was amazing. So it went number one on my birthday, and then stayed at number one the following week. So we had a number one 2 consecutive weeks. Nice. And then the second week, because I wrote the song and produced it, I also landed the number one gospel songwriter spot in the country too. So it was crazy.
So was this your first number one or no?
This is my first number one song. Of course, I've written and produced for a lot of people, but as an artist, it's my first number one. The last single, Testimony, I think when I met you guys, was top 20. So I think it peaked at 18. Yeah. So 18, nice. There's a big difference between 18 and number one, so.
Yeah, but that's still the bomb. So
absolutely. I'm grateful for every opportunity. And matter of fact, I'm so honored to be here talking to y'all, man. This is an honor. So thank you so much for having me on the show.
We're so grateful that you've come on. So what was the inspiration behind the song?
I Belong Here? Initially, I wrote it several years ago, and I was going through some things, and I think in this industry, sometimes you can start to second guess yourself. Anybody that grew up in the church, there's a term called church hurt. And sometimes you're comparing and contrasting your life to somebody else's. And it was just a reminder for myself that, when God created me, when he gave me my gifts, my musical talents, it was for a reason. There's purpose behind it, and that what I'm doing is significant. And then fast forward to 2020, did not realize that we would hit a global pandemic, that we all would need that same reminder and same encouragement. So it was a new revelation that was born out of the pandemic. And so I Belong Here is even an even more powerful message, because now, people that may be experiencing loss or, sheltering in place and alone, maybe, dealing with anxiety, depression, contemplating suicide, financial hardship, civil unrest. I Belong Here speaks to all of those situations. And so I'm just grateful not only to have a number one record, but to have a song that's with the message that's so timely for the world.
It's definitely needed for sure. This 2020 was crazy. What did you do to, I guess, as an entertainer and as a performer, you weren't really allowed to do those things. What did you do to fill that void while everybody was sheltering in place?
Well, ironically, I did actually do a lot of performing, and I'm proud of the work. I produced and put out 4 singles during this pandemic, starting with I Belong Here. Then we came back with #Hope, and then the #Hope remix featuring David Banner, and then finished the year off with a Christmas single, Oh Holy Night, with Korean artist Jay Jin. So I was busy. But as far as performing, I did a lot of, and still am doing a lot of virtual performing and virtual services. So the same way I get to interview with amazing people like y'all, I get to reach my fans and get to do shows as well online through outlets like Zoom, live stream, IG Live, etc.
For some of the people that don't know, we know, can you just mention some of the talented people that you've had the opportunity to work with in the past, and some of our audience members might know?
Well, first, I'm getting a chance to talk to the legendary Heather Hayes and Dr. Yama Brown. Listen, this is amazing. Y'all are legacy. So I've gotten a chance. You're going on my resume. But yeah, no, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm grateful. I'm a PK. If anybody doesn't know what that means, is a pastor, a preacher's kid from Rock Hill, South Carolina, right outside Charlotte, North Carolina, and grew up playing and singing in my daddy's church, and have had the opportunity to work with some industry giants like Quincy Jones and of course David Banner and Karen Clark Sheard of the Clark Sisters. Wrote and produced on Lecrae's album. Won a Grammy and a Dove for my production and writing on that album. Was Grammy nominated for writing Sunday Morning for Karen Clark Sheard. Had song in the Born Identity movie written for Ray J. You know, I mean, I've just had, you know, I'm just grateful.
The resume is extensive.
Yeah. So I'm grateful, and hopefully we got some more coming up soon.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
So what are some things, I mean, now that we're kind of opening up, but you've been super busy, what are some of the things that you would like to do as far as partnerships moving forward, and some things you'll be working on in 2021? I'm praying that we can get back to some type of normalcy, you know?
Absolutely. I'm, you know, honestly, I'm trying to be still, and I've encouraged a lot of creatives to do the same thing, to just be still, and listen for God's, you know, voice and instruction. Definitely coming back with another single after I Belong Here finishes. We're still in pretty, you know, high rotation. And thank you to all the programmers that are playing my records. So we'll come back with a second single, and of course the forthcoming album is titled Stained Glass Windows. So I'm excited to release that probably before August of this year, as well as doing a lot of college touring. I'm the type of person, you know, I like who like me, so I'm looking forward to working with, you know, just some of the brightest and the best, and whoever has, you know, the desire. Let's figure out how we can collaborate. I think partnerships only make us stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I find that interesting though, because gospel music is really different than it was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, because it's far more mainstream, and it's not so like, you know, you can only listen to that in church. Like I hear gospel songs midday on like D103 in the midst of, you know, not necessarily a gospel hour. How do you, as far as growing up as a PK's kid, see the difference in the movement as it pertains to gospel music? Because quite frankly, gospel singers really didn't look like you, the ones that I remember, you know what I mean? It's really, really different. Like it's a lot of flavors, a lot of edge. And how do you think we got here from the way that it used to be?
Well, a couple things. I have to give honor and credit to my family. I have an amazing family, and to me, they're the superstars. My mom has managed me most of my career. My dad, he plays and sings, and so we grew up in a musical household. My brother produced Testimony. Big shouts to Michael Starr, and my baby niece Isla. I love her. You know, we grew up in a musical household where not only did we hear, you know, people like Shirley Caesar, and we heard James Cleveland and Hawkins and different people like that, but we also heard Michael Jackson, and my dad was a big Prince fan, and you know, my mom loved Motown. Both my parents loved both of your fathers, so you know, we grew up in a household where, you know, as long as it was good music, we were receptive to it. And I would also like to point out that, you know, although in some ways gospel music has been segregated traditionally, there are certain people that have pioneered the way, like the Hawkins, who I, you know, grew up listening to. They were trailblazers. Oh Happy Day was played in a lot of mainstream outlets. Of course, you have people like BB and CeCe Winans who crossed over. So I'm not necessarily, you know, pioneering or reinventing the wheel, but I would like to reintroduce the idea that anybody that lives in faith-based spaces, I challenge you not to look at the world like a us versus them, but I believe that we can be a bridge, and so that's what I want to be. You know, that's how, in fact, my career has started. I've always served in local churches, but most of my career I've done R&B soul music. So when God led me to do this faith-based album, and it's a labor of love, I still want to keep all of those outlets open. I'm not closing any of those doors, and so I believe that I can be a bridge between faith-based and people that may not rock with the church like that, and just show them and encounter them with love. So that's just my goal. That's my personal goal.
Yeah, like Kirk Franklin comes to mind for me, you know, when I think about how even the work that he did, you know, just he's doing, you know, now, and how even the younger hip hop artists are just gravitate towards him and his message. So it's definitely a bridge to that. And I think, I mean, all throughout the day, I'm like, I can listen to gospel, then listen to some rap, then listen to, I mean,
Right. Right.
It's what's in your spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to be, a light in a dark world. I think we need it, especially during times like this where everybody, we're trying to figure out what our new normal may be. So
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be judgy. I think that's a mistake that sometimes we can make as believers when we come off condescending or come off as judgmental.
Right.
Because if you follow any of us around for a period of 24 hours, you'll see something that you don't like. I don't want to present a
Mhm.
facade like I'm perfect because I'm not perfect, but I do want to have a standard that and be integral and just present people and say, hey, this is what God did for me. This is what joy looks like in my life. This is what, you know what I mean? Like, this is
Right.
what I'm doing and this is what I believe in. And I just want to share this with you. I just want to share the love with you that I have, and that I've experienced. So, yeah.
Well, I think music is universal, and however you can reach people,
Right.
just like you said, at times like this, because this is not particularly it hasn't been the most positive year for a lot of people, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, a lot of hardships.
Right.
And so, beautiful messages and beautiful voices always seem to help. So, with that being said, since you're sitting in front of the piano with a microphone, can you
Ah!
do a song?
Yeah, of course. I would love to sing a little bit. Yeah, you can join in
Come
too,
on
Heather.
with it.
I know you're a beast with the vocals, so Can
Well,
y'all hear
I'll
the
just
keys?
drink my champagne and
Yeah.
listen.
Oh, she thinks she had a concert. Oh.
There is a place for me. There is a place for me. There is a place for me in the body of Christ. Yes, there is a place for me. There is a place for me. There is a place for me in the body of Christ. And I belong here. Yeah. Somebody out there listening to Soul Sisters, you belong here. Yeah. Yeah. For somebody like you to love somebody like me. Heaven for somebody like you just to include me. Dada, you could have left me out, but you wouldn't have it that way. When I stepped out of the line, God's love stepped in my place, said I belong here. Yeah. Hey. Oh, I belong here and I'm not going nowhere. I belong here. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I belong here.
Oh, that was incredible. I think we lost Yama. She'll be back. But oh my gosh, thank you so much. That was
Absolutely.
beautiful. You have an incredible voice. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
you feel the passion, you feel the message, you feel the warmth, and you feel the love. Thank you so much for doing that. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
Absolutely. It's an honor. Yeah.
I haven't heard you sing since the award show, and I was blown away then. And so now I have, even though it's not my own private concert, I'm only one sitting here, so I'm based off private. But at any rate, before you get out of here, again, tell everybody what you have coming up and how can they follow you and find out everything Rudy Currence.
Well, first of all, again, thank you to Soul Sisters. Thank y'all for having me on the show. It means the world. Of course, anybody out there that wants to follow me, my name, if you don't know it, is Rudy Currence. You can follow me online on social medias at Rudy Currence. That's at RudyCurrence. Subscribe to my YouTube channel under Rudy Currence. Follow my Facebook page, Rudy Currence. Sign up for the email list, rudycurrence.com. You can also get faith-based apparel at mytestimonyt.com. So that's where you can find me at. And make sure you get I Belong Here, download it, add it to your playlist. I promise you it will bless your life.
I'm going to download it right now because I did not have to download it. Shame on me.
It's all good.
But question, so the sweatshirt,
Yes.
Repeat that again. I need to get a sweatshirt. Where
My
can I get you guys?
testimony tea, but I just let me know. Let's talk to Leslie. We'll make sure you guys get something soon. So
So thank you so much for hanging out with us. You got to come back. You got to come in the studio when, of course, my brother allows us back in the studio because he's like a hypochondriac, so he's not letting anybody in there. Because we usually do in studio interviews in person, and it would have been great to have you there. But this was awesome too.
thank you.
So thank you so much for hanging out with us. And I'm going to be looking for the next thing that I can, even if it's virtual, I'll have to settle for that.
Yeah.
But be looking for the next thing so I can check you out.
Please do. Please do. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank y'all for
Thank
the
you
love.
guys. And we're gonna go
All right.
on, you guys, and we will be right back. Bye, Rudy.
Bye, y'all.
We'll be back, guys.